All right, don't judge me because I was totally talking and was on mute. What's going on, everybody? Um, Hope everyone's staying safe on this gray Monday evening in Texas. So we are. It's been quite some time since I've been in the been in the been in the Boeing 717 from man. I'm totally gonna mess these guys' name up. What is it? TFDi 717. Because it's been that long, I forgot their name. Just saying. Sorry. Not never forget their name, but the pronunciation. But anyway, but yeah, they've actually pushed out a very crucial update that I was having a lot of problems with. Having some issues with the changed views, and all of a sudden, bam, it crashes on you. So it was quite quite an ordeal for for myself, especially after you're doing like a hour and 30-minute flight or something like that, and all of a sudden it crashes, and yeah, so it's never never a fun deal to having to have to restart after a CTD. I'm sure a lot of you guys have ran into that before. Let's see here. 1 second. Well, close that. Um, oh, did I lose it? Did I lose it? There we go. All right, hopefully it comes back. Excellent. All right, so as I was saying, but yeah, so I mean, just a fantastic airplane. Love flying it, but that was one issue that caused a lot of problems for a lot of people, including myself. So as soon as I found out that the update came out for it, I immediately had to jump back in. So today we're actually going to be running a let's see, yeah, it's going to be a 3-leg trip from out of Atlanta to Jackson, Mississippi, and then back to Atlanta and terminating in drumroll Asheville, North Carolina. So um, I think the weather is fairly decent in the region, so we shouldn't be having any problems with that. Um, I am going to run. Um, Going to run kind of light on the Zero Fuel 8. I'm not sure if any of you have been traveling here lately, but a lot of the flights have been fairly empty. So, um, which I don't know about you guys, but most of the times I either kind of randomize my loads, or just kind of stay towards the heavy side, since a little bit I get a little bit more stability that way. But um, discharging, there we go. Get a little bit more stability that way with the heavier loads, but it's kind of nice to get that additional performance as well. So I think, oh, haven't looked at it yet, but I think we're running pretty light. Hey, but what's going on? I think we're gonna be running pretty light, if I'm not mistaken. What is it? 71,000 pound 1,000 pounds for the ZFW. I don't know if you guys can see that. But let's see. Oh, nope, you can't see it. So there we go. But yeah, I was gonna adjust this real quick and get our payload and everything put together, and we should be good to go. 71. And one thing I would recommend, and also if you're using any kind of load planning software, that will it'll help you out as well. But on rear engine aircraft, I tend to kind of keep the majority. Yeah, hey, what's going on? I tend to try to keep the majority of my luggage or baggage towards the front of the aircraft, so I'll just kind of help out with that. With the CG, keeping it within limits, which is one thing I wish they would have added, kind of incorporated in their way to kind of manipulate the CG. I guess you get spoiled with the Fly the Mad Dog software, but yeah. So let's see here if we can locate. Let's see. All right. Right. All right. So 71,000 pounds. And what's the fuel? Shouldn't be that much, I would imagine. Block fuel, 10,000 pounds. All right. 10,000 and some change. Don't think we'll need it that much. Send that to Sim. Hopefully all that loads. Let's see. Where are you? Yes, I still fly recreationally, so. Well, I did until the whole stay-at-home order deal. So hopefully that ends pretty soon, but I doubt it. Let's see here. You know, yes, and I did update, and I ran the TBM 7. I'm sorry, well, I don't know why I'm thinking 737. The TBM 900 from Hotstar, and it seems to work okay. I'm assuming it's not officially ready for Vulcan, but it performed quite well in Vulcan, and yes, I did encounter a significant increase in performance. So, shout out to X-Plane for that, because I wish my performance really wasn't that bad anyway, but definitely helped quite a bit. All right, I am looking. Let's see. You guys probably see my active sky come up. All right. Normally I'll have that up pre-stream, but TBM doesn't work. Really? Yeah, I haven't. I didn't have any issues with the TBM. Now, no. I mean, I really didn't have anything that didn't work on the TBM. But then again, that's on my setup, so I'm sure that'll vary depending on system configurations and all that stuff. So I'm sure they'll have to do a little more testing and to get a stable release out, I'd imagine. Alright, so flight plan. And we'll throw this in here, 564. And Kilo Alpha Tango Lima / Kilo Juliet Alpha November. There is a way you can import this as well, but I don't know, just for this add-on, it just seems so much easier for me just to manually put it in. I think 36,000 feet will be, let's see here, yep. Okay. No, let's do this. Let's I'm going to adjust that and we'll do 280. Let's up here. Cost index 27. Awesome. Let's see, 10,000 pounds. Let's see, am I excited for 2020? You know, I mean, it's so far out. I mean, we're still talking about a year plus out, especially now. Until, I mean, honestly, you'll see my excitement when it's released. We've played this game with Microsoft years ago, and it didn't work out well. So, you know, we'll just kind of wait and see what happens. All right. So that's weird how it updates sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. Okay. All right. Now it updated. All right. 71.3 and 37.8. Entry out of range. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll kind of see how it goes. I mean, it looks good, and I mean they are releasing it to a select few in alpha releases, and everybody tends to have good things to say about it. But we'll see. Alrighty, let's see. Emergency power on, which should be off, and they will leave that off right now. Let's see. I'll double check, make sure. Yep, that's all set. Alright. Alright, so we'll be departing out of how many hours do you have? Last I told out my logbook, 2,600. Start flying in 2002, I believe. So, let's see. So 26 left. Let's see here. think Ponce 2 departure. Let's see, transition. This is going to be pretty straightforward, I think, going into Jackson. It's probably going to be 3-4. Yep, 3-4 right. Alright, so 3-4 right, but I believe it's ILS for 3-4 left, so we'll take that. Insert, and we'll use Nainaki. I think it's this one there. Alright, so insufficient fuel, I'm sure, because there is probably... Let's see, let's look at the distances. Or better yet, we'll go to our plan view. And zoom out. Alright, everything looks pretty good. Let's see. Go back to our initialization page. Cool. Okay, trying to build 200 153, build my hour. Awesome. You'll be done before you know it. It goes by really quick. Alright. Now we'll go ahead and get our takeoff information going. Before we do that, let's go ahead and turn on the APU. To do that, instead of 17, just do our DC pump, DC fuel pump on, and I get that guy in start position, and it should go back into run and get the APU warmed up. And let's see. And 10. Okay. And we will run a flex takeoff for this one. Slope. We don't have the information for the runway slope, so normally I'll do 0.0 with a headwind of 0, format error. I think it doesn't need the headwind, so we'll just do 0. There we go. All right, this is that. And let's see here, 26 degrees. Oh, Celsius. There we go. Alright, so V1 at 106 knots, rotate 112, V2 be 124. I'll be, let me see, this will be, sure, no problem, bud, take your time. Alright, let's see, so APU is on. And emergency lights disarm. We'll go ahead and arm those now. That should be off. And we're going to go ahead and assume that we've boarded. I haven't really done anything with GSX on this one. But we're just going to assume that we're boarded. And disconnect the external power. And let's see here. We should be good to go. Pack's on for right now. Alright, set there. Leave that the way it is. Alright, that turn on hydraulic pump. So transfer and our auxiliary hydraulic pump on. Turn on the Run the air for the APU. And let's see, fuel pumps on both sides. Beacon lights on. Alright, I think we're ready to push. Battery's charging, so it's nice to know. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get ready to start. And we're going yep, the left. Alright, parking brakes released. Alright, so to get this thing started, basically it just packs off both sides. Open up your bleeds, and everything else is fairly automated. So let's go ahead and pull that right, and then start switch. Number 2 coming up just like that. Go ahead and bring in the fuel, and the computers take care of the rest. Now the Rolls-Royce engines on the 717 take quite a while to start up. So just let it do this thing, and what we'll probably do, we'll probably single engine taxi out to 26 left, and as we're taxiing, we'll fire up number 1 and proceed with our departure. Alright, so we are we've got number 2 on there. So what I'm going to do, we're going to leave the APU on. However, we're going to run full power off the right generator. So won't be using it for power, but we'll just keep that bleed air pressure on coming off the APU, and that way when we get ready to start on as we're taxiing down to 6 left, we won't put that right engine in much of a bind, providing bleed air to get the left one started. So so yeah, we'll do that. Alright, so we're disconnecting now. And we'll go ahead and turn off that start pump, which we really didn't need that to begin with, as long as we have our left and right fuel pumps on. Should be good to go. So while they're doing that, we'll go ahead and get our anti-ice on. Don't think we need anti-fog today. I'm going to set those flaps to 13 and our stabilizer trim to 1.1, nose up. No idea why I went to 2.0. There we go. Alright, so right now we're good to go. We're all set up. Like I said, we're going to leave the APU on for right now. Keep that bleed air going for the passengers in the back. And looks like we are ready to go. So we'll just roll up that number 2. And once again, we're pretty light, so we probably don't need that much thrust to get going. Move it now, so I'm gonna roll it back there a little bit. And like I said, we're taking off on 2.6 left, so we're gonna I don't know, maybe halfway we'll probably get the number 1 engine started, and should be on our way at that point. Now we won't make this right at Echo. We'll actually we'll jump across here, and then we'll make a right and proceed down. Proceed down to the whole short marker for 2.6 left. Let's see if I can reach for the taxi lights. There we go. There we go. Now, takeoff on this thing is going to be pretty interesting, and I've yet to figure out a way to kind of streamline it, I guess. But what I did, I just haven't set it up yet. But it's easier if you can to set up a key command for your auto flight button, and that way, once you roll the engines up to like 1.4 EPR, I think, roll the engines up and engage auto flight, then of course. Once you bring the engines up, they clamp, and you can proceed with the takeoff. But the problem is it's a little difficult to do by yourself. So the 717 is a handful on takeoff. It's not as bad as the 88, for example. The MD-88, it's not that bad because once you get past that point, it's fairly easy to manage the engines with them. We know with the newer or newish Rolls-Royce engines. I know they've been out for quite some time. They're not as finicky as the MD-88's JT8Ds, so they stabilize and take off roll much easier than the JT8Ds do. I know sometimes I find myself in the MD-88 kind of hovering over the throttles, even with them being in the clamp position. So just something to keep in mind. If you could set you up like a little button for auto flight, makes the life much easier. But there is shared cockpit in this thing, so if you have a buddy, and it's a lot easier to manage this thing, and much more fun. So anywho, so once I get this thing kind of straight, it's pretty easy to keep it tracking down the steering line. I'm just using my pedals right now to kind of keep her on track. And like I said, here in a minute, we'll fire up our left engine there. Now this is my first stream with the 717, so if it does crash and I do encounter a CTD, or if you just all of a sudden stop seeing the stream, that's what happened. So, alright, I'm gonna roll that engine back and see how well she she does with coasting, and not too well already. Losing a little power. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off the packs there. And open up bleeds on both sides. We'll go ahead and roll that left engine. Alright, there it goes. Like she's starting up, bringing the fuel there. And you can kind of see the... I wish I could move this down. I can move that down. There we go. Excellent. Look at that. You can kind of monitor it as you're taxiing. So that makes life so much easier. She is coming up. And, you know, you can kind of sit there and watch the start process, and it's very slow. Looks like it's just now starting to introduce fuel. Just now starting to introduce fuel. Alright, I need to minimize this. Can I minimize that? There we go. Excellent. Alright. And you can also see on the bottom that our isolation valve is open. So. Alright, so it looks like she's up there. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to bring up that #1 engine just a little bit, and the reason why I'm doing that is to just to bring the oil temps up and get it nice and warm for our takeoff, which shouldn't be too much of an issue since it's already 26 degrees in Atlanta. Arm the spoilers there. There we go. No, where are you going? And bring the power up there just a little bit. All right. And I'm actually I'm gonna wait until we stop, and then I'll see if I can at least get the air on. There we go. And you know, we're gonna take Echo 13. We'll take this guy here. Just because we can. And just because we are stupidly light. There we go. Alright, now that we're somewhat settled, I can get the rest of our flight deck configured. Alright, so I'm going to turn off the master for the APU. And auxiliary transfer pump is on. That looks good there. Alright, we'll turn our high intensity lights on. Strobe lights on there. And landing lights are on. Everything looks good. Flap set. Speed brake set. Alright, we'll go ahead and turn on our radar. And we're going to take off and fly runway heading, and then we'll intercept. Probably just continue this file. So what I'll do here, we'll set our heading bug. Ish. There we go. All right. Let's see if I can kind of turn my head a little bit. All right, you're nice and straightened out. And a little forward on the nose there, and go ahead and set that takeoff power. Takeoff power is set. Auto flight engage. Airspeed's alive. I want to rotate. V2. And positive climb, gear up. And we're gonna hold that nose up there, get it up there about 20 degrees or so. And we're just gonna hold that. Let's see here if we can engage our profile mode. That'd be phenomenal. And set our nav mode. And we're just going to continue. All right. Looks like the Alright, I'm gonna hold off on the flaps there. There we go. Alright, go ahead and start bringing in those flaps. And go ahead and retract the slats. And there we go. And we'll just trim it. Let's trim it for about 250 knots, which we're coming on pretty quick. We'll get that nose up and follow the flight director. There's 250 knots. Get that nose up. The nose up. I keep her under 250 if we can. Alright, we're at 10,000 feet, so we'll bring the nose down. Alright.
Stabilizer motion.
Alright, and we'll press the auto flight button again, and we'll give it to auto. And while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and turn off the auxiliary and transfer pump. And we'll turn those landing lights off and get them retracted and stowed in, and we'll go ahead and turn off that seatbelt sign as well. Alright, so right now we're coming out of 120 for 28. And en route to Jackson, should be all set to go. A little less than an hour on the flight time, so not too bad. Not too bad at all. Now let's try and see if we can switch views. See if it spazzes out on me. Oh, no crashes yet, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so this is when I would have the issue. So, you know, you're panning around, you know, you're almost there, you know, 2.5, 3 hour flight, and all of a sudden you get a CTD. So, this is my second and third trip with it, and I haven't had that issue yet. So far, so good. We'll go ahead and disarm the speed brake. Increase my range a little bit. Like I said, we're just a really short flight, so don't foresee us being in the air for too long. And then we'll set ourselves up for the quick turn and head on back to Atlanta. Then once again we'll terminate in Asheville. Let's see. Alright. I wish there's a way. I think there is a way you can get rid of the tablet for right now, but I guess we'll leave it. Guess we'll leave the tablet for right now. I won't mess with the tablet. Whoa! Now that's new. That is new. Weird. Hopefully it doesn't cause too much of an issue. We'll see. Yeah, it's weird how it... That is new. Let's see here. Yeah, it's very new and agitating. Hold on one second here. Let's see.
Altitude.
Yeah, looks like we are almost at our altitude there. Let's see. I'm going to try this, guys. I'm going to change my views to full screen and see if we have the same issue. And we do. It's weird. Whoop. Very weird. Alright, let's see here. I'm getting pretty close. I think that's what, Panther? Oh, there. We'll keep an eye on it. That's strange. Wasn't up until the update started doing that, so I'm wondering if it has something to do with the update, perhaps. I don't know. It's weird. See, it does that. Very strange. Wonder if it does it if I change views. Yeah, it's... No. We shall definitely keep an eye on it. So, and it happens. You know, sometimes you end up in the, in the effort of trying to fix one thing, you end up, sometimes breaking something else. So it happens. Excuse me. We shall persevere, and that shouldn't be too bad. Mach 0.68, and it's a headwind. So yeah, it's gonna be a long one. Now we can go in here if. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, it's so... Now, if it does it again, we can go in here and believe we can... Holy smokes. That is really strange. Really strange. We might have to change aircraft when we get to Jackson. I'm thinking the CRJ-900. We'll give the old 900 a shot if this doesn't, which I don't think it will, if this doesn't alleviate itself. Let's see, am I missing something? I mean, it's flickering bad. Let's see. Performance. Seems like it gets progressively worse, right? So if I... Oh, okay. I wonder... What if I minimize the display? Maybe that'll work. Nope. Nope. Wow. Wow. Well, let's see if we can troubleshoot real quick. So, all right. I haven't updated my my graphics drivers recently, so I know it's not that, and everything else works just fine. This is strange. I'm sorry guys, let's see. Alright guys, I'm going to change displays real quick. 1 second. Hold on guys, still still troubleshooting here. Let's see. See if I can find it. Oh, it just does not like it. Holy cow. Let's go to... Holy cow. Let me dive into, see if full screen works a little better. Alright, so full screen seems to work a little better. but, well, nope, you know what? I spoke too soon. Hold on. It's... Let's see. Good news is we're getting pretty close to our top of descent. And we can try to sort this thing out. Yeah, it's still flickering quite a bit. But you know what? Never fear. So here's what we're gonna do. We are going to do an airplane change. We're going to once we land in Jackson, we'll explain now. Awesome. Yeah, once we land in Jackson, we'll change up to the Fly the Mad Dog MD-88 and go from there. I apologize, guys. I'm not sure what's going on with this thing. It's being so weird. It's being so temperamental, but I love it. I don't know. I love the Mad Puppy. I don't know why. I have no idea why she's not treating us good today, but that's all right. We'll land in Jackson and do an airplane change and continue on with our trip. Man, I am pretty good, hanging in there, doing a little troubleshooting. I just updated to the latest version of the TFDi 717 and for our P3D, and for some reason it's not cooperating. I have no idea why. Lots of flickering. I'm sure you can see it. Um, Lots of flickering. Just a lot of issues. So that's all right. We're almost towards the end here. Pull up my progress page. Man, it doesn't like that. We're still about 203 miles out. We still got a bit. But we're almost there, and we're fighting a pretty gnarly headwind. We're at 78 knots there on the head. Our headwind component. It's pretty close to 78. I would say probably like maybe 69, something like that. 60, yeah, 68, 69, something like that. Anyway, yeah, so that's all right. Stable. Hadn't crashed to desktop or anything like that. Wait, the keyboard mouse, I can't. What are the landings? Let's see. Keyboard mouse, I can still better landings, but same levels are. Gotcha. Yeah, it can be a little difficult. Um, it can be a little difficult for sure, especially with the keyboard and mouse. But once you get all the kinks worked out, it's not too bad. Once you get all the kinks worked out, it's not too bad. But yeah, and I've heard that TFDi, they are also working on a secret project. Have no idea what it is, but I hope if it's an MD-80, I'm not MD-80. I'm sorry, we already have an awesome version of that. But if it's an MD-11, it's going to be a pretty huge deal. Going to be a pretty huge deal. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't mind doing an airplane swap. I hadn't been in MD-88 in a while. Hate to start seeing those guys go. It seems like this whole with the excuse me, with the whole pandemic going on and a decrease in air travel. So a lot going on right now, and none of it's good for the airline industry. So, which means it's not good for the older birds that are still flying. It's all the more reason they're um, starting to get retired. So we're probably going to be seeing less and less of these guys, for example. Less and less of the 717, and less of the MD-88. Um, Heck, I don't even think there's many MD. What, there's like one? I don't know. I don't know. I spent the whole day learning all this. So I got 3 minutes, but thanks for all that. Oh man, no worries at all. Anytime, anytime. But yeah, I don't know if there's even an MD-90 still flying. I think if there is, I think Delta might be. I think Deltas might be. They might be flying the only one or two. I'm not sure. But on 717, I think there's still a few left that they're operating. My goodness, the flickers. The flickers. Why must we flicker? But Yeah, I still think there are a few of them left that Delta's running, and Hawaiian still operating them, I believe. So I mean, there's a few out there, but I don't know. I mean, to compound the fact that it's this whole thing's affecting our lives, and people are getting really sick over this stuff. So hope you guys are doing everything you can to stay safe, because this thing is no joke. No joke. I think I was what was it? I think it was like 2 weeks ago. I was in the Airbus A319 and flying back into Dallas, and I think there was all of 3 souls on board on an Airbus A319, and I'm sure all of you are familiar with the Airbus A319. And of course, it is the shorter cousin of the in the Airbus line, but it can still carry quite a bit of people, and to be on a flight where there's literally like 3 people on board. I mean, it was I mean, of course, there's no way it's economical for them to continue to operate like that. So we'll see what happens. Just been it's just been insane. Oh, the flickering. I don't even. Oh my goodness. Ugh. So what is this? Okay. You know, I'm really impressed at the stability, and it seems to be much more stable now. But I don't know. I don't know, and it could very well be my system. So I mean, guys, please don't place please if you haven't purchased it, and I still highly recommend it. I think you can get it for like $59 if you hadn't bought it already. But it might just be my system. So like I said, we'll land, and change into the good old Mad Dog. And we'll fly back to Atlanta, and then on to Asheville. It seems like it gets worse almost. Maybe it's my refresh rate, maybe? Oh. I'm almost curious to find out. Hold on, guys. Let's see here. I'm almost curious. Let's see. VSync. Let's see. I'm going to uncheck that. Hope I don't break anything. Did that help at all? No, that did not help. No. Let's see. Blackout desktop. Let's see here. Let's turn VSync off. Did that help? No, it did not. I don't know. I'll turn that back on. And I'll also turn triple buffering back off. Back on. I don't know. It's weird. Now, it does seem to get a little worse with triple buffering. I don't know. Maybe that's. I don't know. Don't know, but we are close to our top. Whoa! Top of descent. I'm just hoping this doesn't happen while we're on final or anything. I think they've been doing great, like our departure. We didn't have any issues, but All right, so it's probably going to be a flaps 25 on this one. Say 500 foot runway 34 left. I believe it's still going to be the X-planes flickering by me. Some Mario Bez is really good. Oh, thank you, sir. Appreciate the input. Makes me feel really good. Other than I'm really bummed out by this, guys. I love this the MD-80 series, and in general, it's probably, and the MD-90 series is probably one of my most favorite, and the fact that it's not playing well is definitely definitely been a Buzz Killington for my day. What is it for X-Plane triggering? It's weird. Like, I haven't had any issues with X-Plane. Now I've had this sometimes. Mad Dog, for example. If I'm not out, if I'm not in full screen, then it does that. So I don't know. I don't know if it's the way they do the modeling or what, but and my computer doesn't like it. I'm not sure. Not sure. Let's see where we're at. Where we're at, 145 miles out. Yep, so do the old airplane. Man, is whew, bad. Such a shame, though. I'm hoping, maybe it's, I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna check out the forums. Maybe there's something in the forums. Maybe someone's have the same issue. I don't know, but it's really. I mean, just the detail in this thing. Not sure you guys can see the light coming off of that. Ooh, it doesn't like that. But yeah, it's definitely a bummer. But that's all right. That is all right. But yeah, so Vulcan. Yeah, back to Vulcan. Now the only aircraft I did try, like I said, I tried the TDM, not the TDM, the TBM 900, and apparently they've been having issues with it. I haven't had too many problems with it yet, but as of right now, I don't think there's really any developer that has released anything for Vulkan. So, if you do decide to, um, download the beta and, try to, you know, fly anything other than default aircraft, I believe, and you encounter issues, just don't, give the developers a, don't be too hard on them, because this stuff literally just comes out, and they just have to deal with it however they can deal with it. So um, but performance wise, for me, it was phenomenal. Just butter smooth. Very impressed with it. Now the textures on the panel looked a little looked a little blurry, but one can only assume that it could very well be due to the fact that it there hasn't really been an update for Vulkan yet, because Vulkan hasn't really officially technically been released. So yeah, that's all right. That's all good. It's all good. Whoa ho ho, man, we're almost there. We're almost there. If the flight just started, I would probably be more inclined to just, all right, guys, we'll restart or something like that. But we're almost there. Just let me let me get. So let's get to not Dallas, but let's get to Jackson, and we'll put you back in the hangar until we get you sorted out. Okay. Okay. Oh. Now the tablet is actually really nice to deal with, but of course all the sound systems, disable displays, which you can disable the first officer's display, and you know, that would be awesome if that actually fixed our flickering issue. That would be phenomenal. I doubt it, but we're gonna try it and see if maybe that works. Just kind of spitballing here at the moment. Mute since last focus. Oh, so it also turns off both displays on this corner here and your FMS, which I hardly ever sit on that side anyway. So those of you just coming in, welcome. Just taking the old Mad Guppy out. Or Mad Puppy, whichever Mad animal you want to put there. A lot of people say Mad Puppy. I call it Mad Guppy. But anyway, nope, that didn't fix it either. But yeah, so just taking it out after the update that's apparently fixed the view switch CTD everyone was having, and it fixed that for me. I can switch views just fine now, no problems. I bet. Now we're having this problem where it's flickering constantly, so I don't know. I don't know if maybe the change doesn't play well with something that's on my system, or I don't know. Don't know, but I do know this. Once we get to Jackson, as I've said before, we're going to do an aircraft switch to the MD-88, and we'll just complete the trip with the MD-88, and once again terminate in Asheville, North Carolina. So, but I mean, other than that, I mean, the frame rates, I couldn't ask for anything better. As far as performance-wise, the performance is good. The systems are there. I mean, the thing flies a flight plan like a champ. No problems there other than our ground speed. Is your flight empty? Man, yes, my flight is empty. I think I have 21 souls on board now, compared to the 100 something, I think. So yeah, it's empty, and we're getting maximum performance, but we're fighting a 76 knot headwind. So yeah. There goes performance, and it's flickering like crazy. I have no idea what's going on with it right now. So as I was mentioning, we'll change equipment once we land here, which should be fairly soon, actually. So we'll go ahead and set, let's see, our approach into Jackson. Holy smokes, it's aggravating. Approach into Jackson, 3,500 feet for our final. No, that's part of a procedure turn. Intercept Faven. I think Faven's our final approach fix. Holy smokes, it doesn't like that. 3,500 feet. So we'll set this up for 3,500 feet. Normally, if you're in VATSIM or whatever ATC system you're on, you'll probably get. Of course, you'll get vectored down, and it'll set you up for probably downwind to base for 3-4 Lima, I believe. But we're excuse me, I'm not using VATSIM today. But good news is I finally had some time to get everything installed, so just cycle the power. I can't just cycle the power. Because I think right now, even if I disconnected the left and right generator, you know, let's do that. So we just disconnected the left generator, but so now we're pulling power from the right generator. But if we killed power from the left generator, then we'll be on APU, and that won't be any good right now. Which I don't think that's going to fix it anyway. I think there's something else we're dealing with. That's what I was mentioning. I think when they were fixing something else, you know, something else may have gotten may have gotten weird. But it doesn't seem to do that in the external view. Which is weird. It's just when you dive back into... Yeah, I mean, the quality is really good. I mean, even the little chart light, you know, all that works. I don't know why this fascinates me, but I just noticed. I just noticed that. But I don't know, man. Don't know. See, you know, I don't know. But yeah, we'll... All right, we're at that top of the descent, so I think I need to pull, and that should... There we go. So the way the autopilot works on this guy, basically pulling instantiates a command. So I put 3,500 feet, and I want the airplane to go down 3,500 feet. If I just set 3,500 feet, it's not going to do anything, right? So what I have to do, I need to put 3,500 feet, and then I need to pull it. It's kind of like those Bop It, like the Bop It game, you know what I'm saying? Like the push it, pull it, whatever, you know. Kind of like the same thing. I don't know why I think of Bop It when I think of any type of, even Airbus, they use the same thought process, I guess you can say, or workflow, you know, obviously be a better term. Has to be a glitch if it doesn't do it outside, right? Yeah, it is, man. You know, like I said, you know, this, you know, it's a fantastic model, but they've had a lot of issues with the thing. Just like if I change views right now, it'll crash. For some users, it didn't do it as consistent for me. It normally waited until like I got 100 miles out from my destination airport, you know, and getting set up for approach, and then it'll crash. But you know, and it's been like it for a while, almost a year, I think. And then they finally fixed it, but now I'm getting the flickering, which I don't know. You know, like I said, I don't know. Man, that's bad. Just let me fly the approach. That's all I need. just let me make the approach, and we can figure this. We can sort this out later. That is all I need at this point. Just give me a break, please. But departure and everything went just fine. Didn't have any problems. And then, you know, all of a sudden, now we're having issues. So I'm going to jump into plan mode, and I'm going to double check our approach here. So here we are there. Right there, a little airplane guy there. And alright, so we're intercept Faven. I need to... My gosh, that's so... Oh man. Get rid of that. Then we need to clear that discontinuity. And why what? Let's see if we can just get rid of that. And okay, much better. All right, perfect. Well, if you can't line one, you know you may. Oh man, yeah, dude. I don't know what's going on with this thing. I don't know. But man, that's depressing. I love this airplane too. It's probably one of my favorite my favorite for flight sim, and it's just not cooperating at all. But good news is I did save a whole lot of money on my car insurance, but now it's good. No, the good news is later this week, um, I'm going to do more. I've been neglecting it for a while, so I've gotten really rusty. But I'm gonna do a couple of digital combat flight simulator streams with the Harrier jump jet or VTOL or what do you want to call it. So we'll run a few missions with that. We'll run a few missions with the F-14, and we may do a rescue mission with the Huey helicopter to kind of break the monotony. So it'll be interesting. See how that goes. Being that I'm horrible at DCS and I'm horrible at mid-air refueling, but it's fun. It's a very very fun sim. Haven't given it the attention that I should, but any new planes? Yeah, actually. So I bought the Huey, and also purchased the Russian MiG-21 for DCS. So yes, the Russian MiG-21 for DCS. Um, very very interesting airplane. Now, this is all for digital combat flight simulator. Now, as far as for flight sim, I did purchase the. Well, it's not really a purchase. So, what happened was a company called A2A Simulations do just fantastic models for general aviation. So, like the little small single engine airplanes, they do just full on simulations of these things. So, everything from modeling the engine, the compression from the cylinders, like cylinder head temperatures, all that. They model all that, and they for every now and then they'll do a warbird, and by warbird I mean from the World War II era. But they released a P40, I think, from this whole little stay-at-home campaign that everyone's we're all doing now. The whole stay-at-home deal. So they released it for free. Excuse me. So if you're in the market for a old school World War II aircraft, the P40 is amazing. It's very fun, very challenging. I tried to land and crashed it and exploded and all that fun stuff immediately. So, like I said, very challenging, but very rewarding at the same time. Definitely worth checking out. I believe you can pick it up at A2A's website, a2asimulations.com, or STEM Market. I think they're providing some download servers as well, so you can pull it from there also. So, um, yeah, it's a lot going on. A lot of sales, a lot of stay-at-home sales, and some really good stay. I think DCS it's like 50% off. And I'm not. Those of you who aren't familiar with DCS, DCS, the actual game or simulation itself is free, but the modules or the airplanes that you purchase for it are not, and they also are not cheap. I think on average you're looking at it's like $60. Now, mind you, they're basically just complete simulations of the aircraft. Now, some of them are early releases, so meaning that you get it can do the basics right, but then over time they'll start releasing more and more functionality. But also we have to keep in mind that some of these are still, like the F-18, for example, is still flying. So we're not going to get the latest and greatest in avionics because the stuff's still classified. Just saying. But like the F-14, I mean, if you guys are a Top Gun fan, the movie, I mean, or if you hadn't watched it, you should totally watch it since, what you got to do. Anyway, uh, I mean, just fantastic, the physics are great, and we're totally about to bust the 250 knot rule. We're going to bring this up just a little bit. That's all right. That's all right. We'll kick in some spoilers, slow down, and stay below 250. I know. All right, looks like I do 240 knots there. 240 knots, and then we'll kick in some more speed brake. And another quick fun fact about the 717: this thing was actually flown inverted. I don't think they intentionally meant to do it, but things have been flying. You know, the whole. I'm not sure if you guys have seen the Flight movie, but where the aircraft goes inverted. Well, this one has, and one. Oh, don't do that now. On one of the, they were actually testing the real aircraft, and the test pilots put it in a stall. And during the stall, the airplane rolled. So, and they survived. So, I mean, just really, really good airframe. But anyway, you know, like I was saying. But anyway, yeah. But just an awesome sale right now on DCS. Just an awesome sale in general. There's a lot of scenery that's on sale. I think, for example, you can get, I think, the F-16 Falcon for $29 now, and it's normally like $79 or $69, one of those. What else? Pretty much everything in DCS right now is for sale. So, definitely worth checking out if you haven't. Alright, so seatbelt signs are on. Auxiliary and transfer pump on. And should be all set to go here. Now, we don't have to tune, which you'll see here shortly. When we swap to the MD-88, a lot of the things we take for granted in the 717, we actually have to do in the MD-88. So we'll run into that here shortly. But you know, as far from a perspective of cockpit commonality, I mean, everything is fairly the same. This is basically just a modernized, you know, which, you know, most of us know, but a modernized MD-88. So, whoa, slow down a little bit. Trying to stay under 250 knots. I think we can shallow this out a little bit, about 700 foot per minute. Let's see, progress ways 29 miles. Alright, so getting pretty close. We'll press the AP button. And 28 miles. Actually, let's go back to map mode real quick. And we'll go ahead and change this guy to about 190. 190, and then we'll go ahead and extend the slats. So if you look here, our glide slope and our localizer is now alive. I need to get rid of this. There we go. Glide slope and localizer is alive. We're just coming out of 5,000 for 3,500 feet. So what we can do, we can actually quicken this up just a little bit now that we've dropped our slats. And by slats, these guys here are slats, and actually I'll bring them up so you guys can see them. But yeah, those are slats. So that's going to extend our wing out a little bit, give us a little more surface area on our wing, and help slow us down. And get us into a good position to land. So I went ahead and extended the slats out a little early to help slow down. Alright, so at 250 knots. So no auto brake on this one, so we won't have to worry about auto brake, but we do have to worry about speed brake, so we'll go ahead and arm that. Everything up here is pretty much set. So nothing, oh my goodness. Should be good to go there. So we're about to cross this waypoint here. I'm not even going to begin to try to pronounce it. And then we're going to hit that Faven, our final approach fix, and then we'll make a base to final runway 34 left. So starting that left turn. Just kind of making a, going around, just double checking, making sure everything's kosher. Let's see, that's good there. Go to the status. Okay, so that means we're 1,000 foot away from 3,500 feet, so that's good. And it's double checking the stats page, making sure there's nothing here. Make sure we're all clear there. Go to the config page. Everything's nice and happy here, so we'll just default back to our engine page there. Alright, so we're getting down there about 109 knots. So we'll go ahead and roll it down to a buck 80. Buck 80, and I'll hold off on flaps. Now keep in mind, we are really light still. If you go back here into our approach page, our landing weight is just going to be 77,000 pounds. So, I mean, super light. Just don't do that while I'm landing. So very light. We shouldn't have any issues there. In fact, we should be touching down there at about 120 knots. So should be a nice, easy approach. And another good thing, or another pro about being light, is you can also slow down much quicker. So, you know, you can also help out air traffic control, especially when they're, you know, when it's busy. You're in Atlanta and they're trying to, you know, trying to maintain spacing. You know, you could roll in there at 190 knots, you know, up until, you know, heck, up until final, and intercept the glide slope and all that, and still have plenty of time to slow down if you need to. So, hold on, we're almost there. Almost there. All right, so we are starting that right turn there. And while we do that, I'm also going to go ahead and arm our approach mode for autopilot. See the land arm there. So we're starting that turn there at Faven. Everything looks pretty good so far. A bit of a wing view. I'm just all over the place now. Alright. Alright, so it looks like we intercepted the localizer and the glide. Well, glide slope, almost there on the glide slope. Well, I think we did intercept the glide slope. Yeah, we did. Kind of, sort of. Alright, so we'll go ahead and kick in flaps 13 there. Now I'm going to slow down to 170. Oh, so 170, and then we have to pull it. Remember, bop it. So we got to pull it. Alright, so yeah. So now we commanded 170 knots, so the autopilot's like, alright, you know, we'll keep 170. So good so far. And we got runway in sight. Looking pretty good, feeling good, all that fun stuff. So we'll go ahead and call gear down, please. And flaps 25. Or flaps 15, sorry. Alright, while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and roll it down to 130, pull it. We'll command at 130, and we'll watch that speed go down. Not in just a huge hurry just yet. No, since we got plenty of time, we're fairly light. So we'll set up to approach speed. I think it's like Viet plus 4, so 124. And flaps 25. And it's like right on that brink of. The problem is you have to be careful on your speeds from FMS, especially when you're running really light, because if you get below this line, the airplane freaks out, throws into protection mode, puts the throttles in go around power, and you know it's very uncomfortable for your passengers on board. So you don't want to do that. So I try to keep it about 130, 130-ish, something like that, just depending on your weight. So, all right, so we'll go ahead and take over.
Autopilot.
All right. Hello. Hey, Buzz, how's it going? All right, looking pretty good here. Follow me. It's visual, so I'm kind of not paying a whole lot of attention to the glide slope right now. I'll keep that nose up a little bit. So right now, we're going to let the auto throttle handle the engines, so we're not doing anything with the engines right now, and we're just manually flying the airplane. So
500.
let's see here.
400.
And we'll aim for the numbers there. See if we can hit it.
300.
Although, yeah, I should be able to make it.
Minimum.
Continue.
100.
Glide slope.
40.
All right.
20. 10. 5.
There we go. And we gotta force the nose down because we're so light. Alright, on the brakes there. Let's see. Burned up a little more runway than I wanted to, but it'll be fine. To me, I know there's, and this just depends on who you talk to. To me, the airplane feels better when there's a little weight to it. I don't know, just to me. Um, landing when you're extremely light like that, especially if it's windy, can be a little more challenging, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, it just depends on who you talk to. But trying to explain this in a, I don't know. The airplane can get very floaty, if that makes sense. So you really have to be mindful. Really have to be mindful of that when you're on approach and all that fun stuff. But we are in Jackson. And see if I can get the airplane cleaned up. Let's see if I can get the airplane cleaned up and do this and not run off the taxiway. I'll go ahead and turn on the start pump. Zoom out a little bit. Let's see. We'll just park at this gate up here. Make life easy on us. If I can find the lead in for it. Alright. But yeah, let's see if I can. Strobe lights on. Strobe lights off, I mean. Oh, that'll be alright. It'll be alright. Let's see if we can pull up a little more. Come on. Ooh, stop. Alrighty. So APU should be on, so we'll go ahead and bring the auxiliary power online, and we'll go ahead and kill both these guys. Beacon light off. Strobe light off. Air on. Bleeds on both sides. We'll leave the packs on for right now. And let's see, landing light's supposed to have been off, but that's fine. Alrighty. And parking brake is on. And we won't worry about jet bridge since we're going to change equipment. So let me do that. Oh man. So let's see here. I'm going to take this guy out of full screen mode. Wow, makes life so much easier. All right. So we are actually going to change up to the MD-80, and hopefully it doesn't crash or explode or anything like that. Scroll up. Scrolling. Where are you? Where are you? There we go. There we go. I love the lighting. You know. Yeah, I mean it's only gotten better over the years. I'm very impressed with it. All right, guys, we are in the Magdal, the MD-88. So, let's see. All right, so we're in a warm airplane. Everything seems to be on and all that fun stuff. You guys can clearly see the difference. Much more mechanical, much more, I don't know, organic to me. Very nice airplane. So we'll go ahead and get the gate all set up and get our flight plan going and get all that thrown together here. Let's see here. Alrighty. Let's see. All right. I like that one better. Yeah, I do too, man. Like between the two, to me, this is probably my favorite. Just I don't know, like the dirt on the rear. And I think you can click this and the engine type Pratt & Whitney JT8D-219. So just I mean, just beautiful model. Beautiful model. Let's see. All right, guys, I'm get my flight plan going here. All right, let's see here. And let's see. Alrighty. Okay. Let's see, get my load manager set up real quick. Drag that out of the way. And I love this airplane. It also comes with a maintenance manager as well, so you have to do your weekly checks, things like that. And the cool thing is, if you don't do the weekly checks, then you get weird little, weird issues. Your engine vibration may be higher than normal, or your oil temps may be weird. You might have low oil, low hydraulic fluid. Um, just a whole bunch of weird things that can happen. So, a really very comprehensive aircraft there. All right. A little ballast in the front. So yeah, we're gonna have 15 souls on board on this one, I believe. By for those who Cessna 4. Holy cow, man, that's awesome. That is awesome. Let's see here. Let's see, block fuel 14. All right. All right, so it should be set there. Now, I don't think, is the APU on? Yeah, the APU's on. Are we have air on, so packs are on both sides, so that's good. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and test the emergency light system. All right. We'll put this guy back in arm. And I guess we'll go ahead and board. When we don't have that many, we'll go ahead and board. We'll go ahead and board. All right, so we'll type in our location, current location, which is Kilo Juliet Alpha November for Jackson International Airport. And our destination will be Kilo Alpha Tango Lima for Atlanta, Hartsville International. And let's see. All right, so our routing, we're going to be, our routing is actually really simple. So we're going to be flying over the Meridian VOR. So MEI, that's the code for it. So Meridian VOR. And then we'll fly direct to the Duck intersection. So DUU CK. All right, Delta Uniform Charlie Kilo. So direct to there. And then we're going to be flying the, I want to say, and shout out to the FAA for creating this one if they did, the Gandalf 2 arrival. I believe that's Gandalf. Because, they're kind of short or whatever. The locos are, the stars are shortened versions of like names and people and stuff like that. Yep. So Gandalf, Hobbit, Jedi. Yeah. We got you. All right. Let's see. And then we're going to be landing, hopefully, if the winds are favorable, on man, we're all right. 27 right. All right, 27 right. Let's see. I don't have charts in front of me, so I'm just kind of winging it. Let's see, where else we're looking for? Orc. There we go. There's Orc. Activate. All right, cool. So we're all set. I am going to go back to full screen. Bam, there we go. All right, so the cool thing about this is once we, dang, I can't go full, I can't go back to full screen yet. Once we do this, we should get some our flight release, which is the paperwork that has all of our performance figures and all that fun stuff on there. So we're waiting for that. All right, so cruise winds. Holy smokes. So 295 at 113. So the winds are coming out about northwest at 113 knots. Holy smokes, it's going to be awesome. All right. All right, temperature negative 55 degrees. You know, it's going to be pretty chilly up there. And we are waiting for, yep, there's our numbers there. So, all right, so our zero fuel weight is going to be 9,000 pounds. All right, it's about right. Take off fuel, 15.5. We're at 15.9, a little buffer there. So 15.9. And then the schedule will be normal. So /n. All right, and so zero fuel weight will be 90.3. So we'll put 90.3 there. Now our reserves, our flight plan is calling for 2,400 pounds. So 2,400 pounds, we should be looking at somebody's runway, hopefully. Let's see, what's our cost index here? Where are you? Where are you? If you looked at a actual flight release, you'll know it's kind of stuff's kind of buried in there. You'll notice that'd be the first thing you'll notice. I'm looking. All right, we'll do cost index. We'll leave it at 35 because I can't find it. All right, so that's all we need from our paperwork there. Let's get some replays. Oh man, yeah, I didn't do a replay on that other one. I was trying to hurry up and land and get swapped over because the 717 was just not cooperating for some reason. Let's see, so 118, and we'll rotate it 123, and 131. No, 123, and then 131. And departure. Let's just check the weather in Jackson, see what the weather's doing. So we're probably gonna be taking 16 again. Alright, so that's 16. Alright, so we're gonna be pointing towards 16 right. Alright, so we'll be taking 16 right. Alright, cool. That's set there. And get that to go away. And get this to go away. That way I can kind of scroll. There we go. Alright, cool. So it looks like we're pretty much set to go. I got a discontinuity here, but we'll clear that once we get up and off the ground. 31,000 feet. Everything's happy there, I believe. And let's see. Alright, so now up to our overhead panel. And let's do it once over. So well, we never did. Well, I think we never really used external power, so we're good on that. We'll go ahead and clear this, just letting us know that we're all loaded up and good to go. Everything looks good up here. We'll set this up for 1,000 feet. What's the pressure? QNH right now, 3004. Set this up at 3004. And seatbelt signs are on. And yeah, I think we are ready. I think we are ready to go. Set this guy up for takeoff there. And we'll set our altimeter, set our altitude up for 31,000 feet. And let's see what we're going to be taking off at 131. All right, 131. And yeah, then we're ready to go. So we'll go ahead and get ready for pushback. And we'll go ahead and turn on our anti-collision light. And so where it made sense, everything to be up here in overhead panel, we're just going to put the auxiliary and the transfer pump just right there by the FO's knee. So, yeah. Excuse me. All right, so got our hydraulic pressure up. That looks good there. I'll go ahead and hit takeoff and get that set. All right, everything looks good. We're going to be pushing back, I think facing our left. So, all right, we'll disconnect. All right, looks like we're pushing back. Disengage the auto brake, parking brake, and looks like we're ready to start. So, galley power off, left and right pack off, both sides. Fuel pump on, and aft pumps. No, we won't need aft pumps, center pump. We'll go ahead and turn up the start pump and make sure we are clear on the right. And we'll go ahead and start the right engine. Oop, there we go. Let's go ahead and let's see. You know what? I don't. Nope, that's open. We should have air, I think. Where's air? Yep. Should have air. Oh, that was me. Our ignition selector switch should be on system A or system B, but on system A. There we go. All right, got into increasing there. We'll wait till about 21%, 22%. Yeah, 23. We'll go ahead and kick it in. All right, watching that EGT. All right, looks like we're good there. We'll go ahead and disengage the starter on the right. Sure we're clear on the left. We'll go ahead and start that old left engine. All right, looking good there. Go ahead and bring that fuel in. Excellent. And with that, watch that EGT, make sure it doesn't come up too high. There we go. And that's how we're good to go there. And we'll go ahead and turn off that APU. Get that sucker cooling down. We'll turn on our right and left packs. And we'll close those bleeds both sides there. And turn on the galley power for the folks in the back. And the APU master off. It'll run through a cool down phase. Looks like they're done pushing us back. And let's see, we'll turn off the ignition. Alright, let's see, and then anti-ice on. Yaw damper, I think still on. Yep, still on. Alright, looks pretty good there. So, flaps 15, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, we're setting our trim up. Excellent. All right. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I'll go ahead and disconnect. Yeah. All right. Looks like we're all lined out, and then we'll just do it. You do like a quick double check of your enunciations here, make sure everything cleared. You'll get this light, rudder travel unrestricted. That's normal. So no problems there. All the circuit breakers look good, which these do actually work. All right, looks like they're locking gear. Oh, I'll wait till they're done. Yeah, just gotta wait for him to release this, and we'll be good to go, actually. Now, we probably, with us being so light, I'll mention this as well. We could have very well waited to start, one of the engines, but airports where, the taxi time is real short. I mean, it's almost marginal. Like, for example, you can still, I mean, we're rolling. I didn't touch the throttles at all, and we're rolling. So, I mean, it doesn't take much at all. So, normally, I'll just take one of the engines. I'll bump it just a hair, just to give us a little bit of power there, just to start, see that number one rolling up just a little bit. And they'll get you a good taxi speed pretty quick. But as I said, you could not touch the throttles. And if you're like, I think we have like 15 souls on board. What was the ZFW, like 90,000 pounds? I mean, you could not do anything and get started. So, all right. So we're gonna take 1-6 Lima, I believe. All right. I think I'm right. 1-6 left. Yeah. Let's see here. And you know what? I just made a wrong turn, so now we're gonna have to make a right, and it's gonna be really weird trying to do it. Let's see. I'm gonna show you why it's gonna be weird, because this thing's so bloody long, so stinking long. But I think we can make it. Oh, oh man, I'm sorry. I think we can make it. I made the wrong turn. There we go. I think we got it. I think we got it. And just use our number one engine to help us out just a little bit. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, like I said, if you want to kind of give it a little nudge there on the power, and then you could roll it back and get you a nice little jaunt. I mean, we don't have far to go. How far to go there? So, oh, big news for the Mad Dog. They are working on the shared cockpit functionality. So, meaning you and a buddy can jump in. You're in the left seat, other person's in the right seat, and this thing can be operated in its proper fashion, which is with two people. So, that's going to be awesome. Going to be awesome. All right, so we're booking it. So we'll go ahead and notify the flight attendants. Go ahead and let them know we're going to be ready to take off. All right, looks like we're almost at the whole short point for 3-4. I mean 1-6. Sorry. And we should be getting back in Atlanta in no time. It's gonna be nice. Going to be nice, guys. I'm really excited to see what the ground speed's gonna be. Let's break. There we go. All right. So to be able to process for this one as well. All right, so we got our thrust rating computer set to take off. Go ahead and turn on the strobe lights, landing lights on and extended, both sides, and we'll go ahead and set our ignition selector switch to both. The ignition is not automatic on this one, and the auto brake is a little weird, so set that guy up for let's see if I can get out of here, for takeoff. So in the event, you know, we have to reject the takeoff, we'll immediately see application of brakes. At least that's the plan. And yeah, so of course you run your little departure briefing, make sure everybody's. I know if we did lose an engine here, we got trees immediately up the end of the runway, so we'll definitely have to force fly the airplane, you know, come around and for another landing, which we're super light, so it shouldn't be an issue anyway. So I am off the brakes, and I believe we should be good to go. Set my weather radar up. Fortunately, weather's nice, so we at least won't have to deal with that. Now this thing is kind of wonky as well to get going, so bear with me. Now this one, I should have done a key command for this thing like ages ago, and I have yet to do it, so shame on me. Shame on me. Alright. Okay, lined up there. See if I can, alright. So the trick is to get this thing up to about 1.4 keeper. Alright. Let those engines start rolling nice and easy. Alright, there's auto throttle. Bring the power up. Okay. There's that number one creeping up just a little bit. Don't want to overboost, so we'll override a little bit. And and we're up. Yep. Yeah, ease off the pressure a little bit. It is amazing how this thing performs when she's light. Alright, we're at 400 feet, so go ahead and engage VNav. Alright, so heading hold mode is still engaged. Alright. So we're in VNav climb mode now, so I'm gonna start working out those flaps, getting the airplane trimmed out. Now what we could do, actually, we can go ahead and give it to auto. Let the autopilot fly the airplane while we're getting the airplane cleaned up and being on our way. Go ahead and retract the slats. Alright, let's see here. Alright, and let's see, where is, there we go, heading select. Alright, and let's get her straightened out. So what we just did a standard departure, flew runway heading, and we're going to vector ourselves direct to the Meridian VR, or MEI. So what we'll do here, we'll go to our flight management computer, where it says MEI here. We'll line select that, MAI, press that execute button, and then we'll press that nav button as well. And then right now you should see your panel change to nav track. And we're good to go. Almost up to 10,000 feet. So we'll go ahead and bring up our landing lines. We don't need those right now. And everything else looks good for right now. Yeah, and I need to clear this discontinuity. So got that cleared, and we're going to jump over here. And being that the flight controls aren't directly manipulated by the hydraulic system, we're actually manipulating tabs. The hydraulic pumps don't need to be ran in high demand mode all the time, so you can so in checklist it calls for both the left and right driven hydraulic pumps to be set to low, and the transfer and the auxiliary hydraulic pump set to off. So in case you're wondering, that's why. All right, so we're at 10,000 feet, and it looks like we're picking up speed nicely. I'll go ahead and turn off that seatbelt sign. Just a phenomenal model. All right. So we're out of 130 for 310. Progress page. 330 miles to go. And no flickering yet, so then we're good. Like I said, I think it's. You know what? I spoke too soon. Wow! Just when I mentioned it, it flickered. It's flickering. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. It's weird. Really weird. Who knows? It might just be my setup. Might just be my setup. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to do some troubleshooting. If it continues, I think we'll terminate the flight in Atlanta, and I'll do some troubleshooting, and we'll give her another go. Not sure. Maybe it's my Streamlabs or what. I don't know. I don't know. It seems to be corresponding with altitude. So like the higher we go, the more it seems to stutter. Well, not stutter, but flicker. Sorry. Let's see. Let's check our cruise page. All right, so we're gonna be cruising at Mach 0.75. All right. I know. Heading this way, heading to Jackson, it was like 0.64. I think that was dreadfully slow, but there wasn't a whole lot we can do fighting that kind of headwind. So. Oh, now we'll go ahead and disengage the. Turn off our disarm our speed brake and set this guy to off. All right, 21,000 feet. You can still kind of see the smoke from the engines there. You can barely see it, but that's awesome. Wish these old engines, they do smoke like chimneys. Old Pratt and Whitney's from back in the day. Yeah, we'll see if that flickering gets any worse and go from there. See, there we go. There we go. Alright guys, I am going to run to the restroom and I'll be right back. right. Let's see. Oh. All right, so yeah, we're booking it. Where we're at, we got 515 knots ground speed. Yeah, we're good. We're getting up there pretty good. Getting up there pretty good. Heck yeah. All right, so yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah, it's still flickering. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna have to do some troubleshooting. I'm sure you guys know how it goes. Do some troubleshooting. See what's going on. We'll probably terminate. We'll probably terminate in Atlanta. We'll do that this time, ladies and gentlemen, and we see if we can get this figured out, or we might just go ahead and dive into next stream. We may just dive into DCS and explore some of those modules and see if we can blow something up or something blow us up. You know, one of the two. Either or. Yeah, it's just weird now. I'm not sure. I don't know. It could very well be. Well, it could be a driver. Maybe time to update my drivers. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm spitballing. I'm spitballing at this point. Let's see here. Let's go to our plan view, though, and kind of see what we're going to be up against here as far as our approach. Let's see. So, vectors, and then... Alright, so... Quabit, and then from Quabit... Alright, so... Yeah, we'll probably... take that descent all the way through to jungle, and then we'll do a base to final. And then that should set us up for... Set us up for 2-6. Yeah, that'll set us up for 2-6, right. Cool. Alright, we'll clear that up there. Zoom this out a little bit. Let's do a quick little glance over the overhead panel, make sure everything's kosher. Let's see here. Yep, everything looks good. Looks pretty smooth. That's gonna... The DC bus tie switches, all that looks normal. No alarms. Field temp looks good. A lot of times, especially in the winter, you'll be paying quite a bit of attention to this guy because it'll, once it gets below a certain temperature, like I think it's 0, or yeah, once it gets around 0 degrees Celsius, you start getting ice chunks, or chunks of ice in the fuel, and it clogs up the strainer and start having all kinds of problems. So try to alleviate that by running fuel heat, and that basically opens up a valve, runs the fuel through. I'm not sure if it's oil they use to warm it. It's something that involves the engine. But yeah, basically redirects fuel towards the engines. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's through like a heat exchanger or something, which could very well be, but there's some sort of heat exchanger or whatnot, and warms up the fuel, and there you go. Yeah, looks like we're almost at that point there. Let's do this. I need to update this anyway. Let's see. and slash MD-88. And KTL. Alright, save. Oh, the flickers. There we go. Alright. Alright, so we are almost at that time of descent. So let's pull up our speed card here. So we have our takeoff data, which I love because it also keeps up with your this is based on your current weight, so all this information is accurate. So we have our landing data here for flaps 15, 28, 40, which I rarely use 28. I mean, you could technically land at flaps 15 if you wanted to, but all right, so let's see, 21, 29. So let's click this guy here. So speed bugs are set up accordingly. All right, and I'll go ahead and set up our. I'll set this up about for 6,000 feet. I'm going to turn on fasten seatbelt sign. Everything else looks good. All right, so all right, starting that descent, and like I said, we're going to be a fairly quick approach since we're going to be basically blown toward the runway. I mean, sorry, toward the airport with this awesome tailwind we have. Just going to be the base leg, and that turn base of final is going to be interesting. And while that's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and dial in some frequencies here. So I will be landing on the ILS runway 27 right. So we're almost there. We're just gonna change these last two digits there, and then 275 be our approach course. On there, almost 5. There we go. All right, so that is set. And like I said, zooming out, I mean, realistically, all right. So yeah, realistically, I'll probably make a turn, and then, well, yeah, we'll probably just continue. We'll probably fly a majority of the arrival, and then we'll just break off and just continue the downwind leg and go from there. Let's see. There we go. All right, so we're starting our descent. So we'll set our thrust rating for go around. I'll go ahead and get that started. And what's she saying? Drag required. All right. I'll go ahead and kick in some spoiler. And while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and bring up both our engine driven and our trans and auxiliary pumps to high. Oh, not off, but high. And there we go. This is when having that shared cockpit or multi-crew is just will be phenomenal. because that's very very inconvenient trying to get to, but it makes it more fun. Makes it more fun. All right. So let's see. Let's go back down here, and we're just kind of monitoring this approach here. So, like I said, we'll probably get to Schuler, and we'll probably give ourselves like I don't know, a 080, vector ourselves like maybe, I don't know, heading 080, something like that, and fly that downwind, and shouldn't be too bad. I'm going to go ahead and get out of the speed brakes a little bit. I get out of the speed brakes a little bit. Once we get below 18,000, I'll update our pressurization window. Field elevation in Atlanta, I think, is around 1,000 foot ish, give or take. So far I'm seeing weather. Can also go down here and adjust the angle of our antenna. Make sure we're getting a good scan of what's below us. But I think we'll be fine. I think the weather's pretty decent. You know, it's like you want to try to focus on the approach, but you can't stop looking at this thing. There we go. All right. Can't stop looking at it. Excuse me. So, interesting fact. Just thought about it. So, down here, you notice nose NLG ND. So, which I'm sure as soon as you guys saw that, pretty much kind of drew your own conclusion. But this is actually a indicator for the landing gear. So, kind of like a visual indicator for the nose wheel landing gear. And so when that's down, you'll see it popped up. I'll show you here once we get configured for landing. So we're at we're below 180. So there's our barometric pressure of 3004. And make sure I update that accordingly. It's like 30-ish in that area. That's about good. We'll call that slick. So that's good there. Everything else for the most part seems to be in order. I know it looks like there's a lot going on, but I mean, most of this the only time you'll really have to deal with it is on the ground. But I mean, everything else, I mean, the electrical, I mean, you set that up one time, and unless something, unforeseen happens, you really don't mess with it again. I mean, air conditioning, same thing. I mean, you may adjust the temperatures here and there, but I mean, that's it. Like I said, everything else, that's just a temperature. It's just adjusting what source you're looking at the temperature from. So it looks very chaotic, but it's just really not. All right. Go ahead and engage the spoilers a little bit. And looks like we all right. Up around 12,000 feet. Just coming out of just below 13. Flying the Gandalf 2 arrival. And actually what I'm going to do, let me bring this guy up here to kind of help me out a little bit. We are going to go ahead and set our heading bug for, like I say, you could do like 087, something like that. And get ourselves set up. So once we get to that point, this guy's up my... Hey, bud, how's it going, man? Hope you're doing good, and take care of yourself out there. Boop. All right. All right, looks like we're and step it down to about 240 knots. So I'm gonna once again add some more speed brake. All right, at 240 knots, and we'll hold her right there. And go ahead and now you can extend the landing lights and not necessarily have them on, which I'm not sure. We're in a cloud now, so not sure if you guys can see, but the little doohickey right there, that's the landing light. So right there, they are off. Now, if you're just trying to dump as much speed as possible, you can drop these and you bleed off a knot or two if that's just all you're needing. So that does have a huge effect on performance. Well, I say huge, but you know, does have an effect on performance. All right, we'll go ahead and turn those on. Yeah, looks like we're slowing up our descent. Drag required. Okay. And I think actually what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and take over this descent actually. So we're at 240 knots. We'll go ahead and set our vertical speed for about 1,200 foot per minute. And at this point, we'll manage our vertical profile using our vertical speed function there. So once we passed, what was that, jungle? Once we pass jungle and yeah, we'll wait for jungle. Let's see here. Actually, in reality, we'll probably set our altitude up for about 7,000 and fly this for a good bit, because if we continue, then we're gonna be, we're just gonna waste a lot of burn more fuel than we really need to. So all right. And let's go ahead and hit the heading select button. Heading select and 0. We'll have her turn to 087. And I'll go ahead and turn on that ignition selector switch to both sides as well. And preparations for our landing. Let's see. Let's see, and then we'll get a little closer here. Oh, lately I've been getting quite a bit of rain in Atlanta. I was kind of surprised the weather's been as good as it is. Quite a bit of rain. Let's turn. We'll go ahead and turn about 060. Kind of getting ourselves. Oop. Getting ourselves vectored here a little bit better. Alright, so we'll go ahead and let's turn her back east to about 0. About 080 there. And basically we're just kind of on a bit of a downwind. You kind of see there, we'll follow downwind a little bit. Get it tightened up just a little bit, and then we'll just make it 090, especially as that wind's pushing us. Not much, but we have a little bit of a 6-knot tailwind down here, so. Not too bad. You can see the localizer swing there. We are picking it up. And while we're doing that, I'll go ahead and reduce the altitude here. Let's see. Start descent about 4,000 feet and 1,000 foot per minute. Now we got the localizer and the glide slope coming alive down there. So or if you're just hankering to find out, you can also let's see, you can also ident it, I think. Oh, I think it's that one of those. And if we have a chart, we can look at our Morse code identifier and make sure Morse code matched up. All right, so coming out of 5,000 feet, nice and easy. Runway, I think what 26. What was that? 27 right. Sorry, 27 right. Scenery loading in. There's a glide slope coming up. So once that glide slope comes up there to that that top section, then we'll just go ahead and start our base leg. I think that'll work out just fine. So here's what we'll do. Go ahead and prepare for landing. Slow down to about 210 knots. The nice thing about the MD-80 is the slat speed. The maximum speed's really high. I think for slats, it's like, well, I have for flaps 11, it's like 280. So what you can do, you can go ahead and put in your, go ahead and extend your slats. And that'll help you bleed off quite a bit of airspeed as well. And so what we can do here, we'll go ahead and start that base leg. And I like Atlanta because it's kind of set with the compass. It's not really, the airport's not skewed in any one direction. So you can kind of just look, for example, if I know, if we're, flying the base leg for runway 27 right or left or whatever, then I know, if I set my, heading for what 360, I know you're going to just about be on the base leg, if that makes sense. Then you can also correlate that here with your localizer. And then once you do that, then you can kind of, if I can get to it, I like this one a little easier. And you can kind of set yourself up on a 45. You can set yourself up for a nice, smooth intercept. And so we'll go ahead and arm that guy. I'm just kind of waiting for that swing, which you can kind of go to your map view and kind of see there, and you see the localizer just starting to swing. Sometimes, depending on how close you are, sometimes she'll roll right on it, then sometimes she'll overshoot just a little bit. But if it's one of those converging ILSs, then that's when it gets kind of weird. Kind of have to be, definitely have to be on top of it. But she'll overshoot a little bit, and you get about a dot or slow deflection, then it'll chase it back down pretty good. Now we're doing that, we'll go ahead and roll it back to 190 knots. And we'll extend some more flaps there. And glide slopes coming down. And we'll go ahead and bring this guy down to about 170. 170 and gear down. And you can kind of see the little indicator come up there nice and slow. Now we know the gear is physically down, so. Alright, looking pretty good here. I'll go ahead and roll speed down to about 160. Arm those spoilers. And we'll set our auto brake up for medium. Alright. No, I was not gonna like that just yet. And flaps 15. And bring this guy all the way down here. And just waiting for that speed to bleed down. I'll call flaps 25 here in a bit. Or flaps 28. Alright, flaps 28. Alright. Let's see, bring the speed down a little bit. Alright, and see if we can arm the auto brake now. There we go. Yeah, there are certain conditions the auto brake needs to be in order for it to actually not, in order for it to actually arm. Alright, so. Alright. I'm going to disengage the autopilot. Now, winds are kind of gusty. It's nothing crazy, but we're fluctuating a little bit. And we still got plenty of energy, so I'm not worried about it. But a little gusty nonetheless. I'll pick this nose up just a little bit. A little extra trim there. There we go.
40, 30, 20, 10.
All right, and fly into the runway, hold it off, and there we go. We'll let her coast for a little bit. Keep that. There we go. And I'm on the brakes. Come out a little wide there. See if I can cut this turn. I think I can. There we go. Alright, so this is when it once again gets pretty busy getting everything disengaged and off and all that fun stuff. See if I can clean the airplane up at least.
Keep your seatbelt fastened until the fasten seatbelt sign has been turned off. Passengers continuing their journey on another flight are kindly requested to contact the ground staff for information regarding customs clearance and baggage, even if it is already taken.
Let's see.
We wish you a pleasant stay and thank you for choosing our airline.
And actually, here's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and we'll stop right here. And the reason being is this kid's that way I can actually do this and not destroy anything. So we'll go ahead and get that. I'm basically just getting everything off and stowed and all that fun stuff. So we'll get the APU on, get that spun up. Get the APU on, go ahead and turn off the anti-ice and all that, you know, all that jazz. Disengage that guy. Oop. No, I don't know. I would do a replay, but replays don't tend to work out too well for me in P3D. We can try it though. I just thought about the replay flight sim, so let me try it and see if it works. I don't know. No, because I think it was so much time. I think it's like up to like what 3 minutes or something like that. I don't know. We can try it and bring it back to like I don't know 120. Yeah, as far as it'll let me go. That's all right. That's all right. We'll go ahead and make a left turn here. And now that the APU is actually on, go ahead and turn on the air. What we can do, since you know we're also light as well, we can go ahead and kill that #1 engine. We'll go ahead and shut it down. And we still have plenty of momentum to single engine taxi to our gate. Let's see. And once again, I'm at idle, not really using anything, so we'll call it here. We'll say this is our gate here. We'll go ahead and, what is that? Bravo, no, is that Delta 11, which I think is actually where I know the 717s is. I think they're 717s and the MDs I think are on D terminal, I think. I don't know. I don't remember. Let's see. All right. I don't know how accurate these things are. Let's see. I may pull up just a little bit more. All right. We'll call that. We'll call it there. And all right, so packs off and isolation valves are opened on both sides. And aim collision light is off. Start pump on. Left and right fuel tanks are off. Emergency lights off. Galley power, leave that on. And trans and aux pump on or off. And we'll go ahead and turn off that guy. And set the parking brake, and I think we are, yep, it's not going to work. That's fine. I think we are good. Well, guys, thanks so much. Like I said, I think we're going to terminate it here. That way I can kind of do some research and figure out what the little flickering thing's going on is, you know, what's all the flickering in P3D. What's going on with that and all that fun stuff. But yeah, so hopefully next stream, you know, we'll dive into some DCS and have some fun with it and go from there. So until next time, guys, once again, thanks so much for swinging by. Hope you guys are all staying safe, all that fun stuff. And until next time, we will see you soon, and be careful out there.